What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? This is going to be your review for Life After Lockup season 2 finale. Now, they say they're going to be back this summer with all new people, all new cast. So, I guess these storylines have sort of exhausted themselves. Although, there are a couple of storylines I wouldn't mind seeing the continuation of. Actually, most of them I wouldn't mind seeing the continuation of, to be honest with you. But anyway, we got Angela and Tony. Oh, shout out to the people that I irritate that I don't get the names right. My bad. I work on it. Sorry. Angela and Tony. Listen, it's wedding day. Angela goes by the hotel room. She apologizes for acting a fool from the night before. She said, I'm sorry that I was being a crazy psycho bitch from hell, but seeing you with other women, it just does something to me. But, it was your bachelor party. My bad. Tony's like, no problem. Love you bunches. So Angela is getting herself together. She's getting her, makeup and all that good stuff together. And hair, makeup, her glam squad. And her maid Zavana come through there. Her sister, was it Faith and the other young lady come through there. And they are giving her that last minute, it's not too late. It's not too late. You can still walk away from this. You don't have to do this. See, here's the thing. Let me say this to you. No matter how big of a mistake you think I'm making, at that point, leave me the hell alone. In that moment, leave me the hell alone. Don't tell me I'm making a mistake. Don't tell me I can walk around, turn around. Don't tell me that I'm going to be doomed to a life of, don't do that. Don't do that. If you hadn't convinced me up until that point that this is not the move I need to make, then either be silent in that moment or don't fucking come. Now, I ain't necessarily agree with what Angela was doing either, but at this point, what more did you really think that saying something to her in that moment was going to change something that y'all hadn't said to her in the 3-4 months leading up to that moment? Stop, y'all. Stop it. So anyway, they have the wedding. It's nice. They say their vows. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. They on the water or at the beach. Everything is cool. It is what it is. 48 hours later. 48, and I should not laugh. But 48 hours later, and poor Tommy, before I get to that, poor Tommy. Tommy came to the wedding, and I feel bad for Tommy because Tommy really does love Angela. And Tommy feels like if I just stay quiet and play my position, she's eventually going to realize that I'm the one. Tommy, it don't never work out that way, boo. She's going to continue to date people around you because she don't see it for you. And that doesn't mean that you're not a good guy. That doesn't mean that you won't make somebody a great mate in the future. But I doubt Angela's ever going to look up and say, you were here all along. Boo, let it go. Let it go. I love it, but let it go. So, 48 hours later, Angela then stole the SIM card, went through his phone, and realized that he was still sleeping with the prostitutes down to the motel. Now, let me say a couple of things about this, Angela. Number one, maybe you should have stole the SIM card before the wedding. Maybe instead of going down to the damn bachelor party showing your ass, you should have stole the SIM card before he left and went through his phones in, and then you would have known, ain't no need me even getting mad about the bachelor party. Go on, have a good time. Go on and rub up on them hoes. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have called them women hoes, because they not. Go on and rub up on them dancers. But the door gonna be locked when you get back, because I done went through your phone and the wedding is off. You wait until 2 days after the wedding to decide to see what he's doing. At that point, you done already said I do. You done already said I do. You might as well just live in what it is. Just lay in it. Anyway, we see Angela changing the locks, and when they gave us the update at the end of the episode, Angela put Tony out. Tony's living at the hotel and she's living at the house. She said she never filed the marriage certificate. So I think if you haven't actually filed the marriage certificate, I think at that point you can just get an annulment or something. I do not know the laws of any state when it comes to marriage, but I'm pretty certain that there's something legally binding once you filed the marriage certificate versus before you filed the marriage certificate. So she never filed the marriage certificate. I don't even know if their marriage was legal, like legally binding. Like in the eyes of God, y'all were married, but in the state, I don't think you were. So anyway, so that should be easy to annul it, even if it is the annul, like y'all was 48 hours, 48 hours. All right, Lamar and Andrea. I need Andre to get some therapy. I do. And this what I need y'all to help me. Y'all been doing a really good job of helping me get these backstories, okay? Did Andrea grow up Mormon and sheltered and in Utah? Like, is that how she grew up? Because if that's how she grew up, then I understand a little bit more about how she acts. But if that's not how she grew up, if she just sort of converted as an adult, then I'm gonna need you to go sit down somewhere. So they're trying to decide whether they're gonna move to LA or they're gonna stay in Utah. And she's just like, everybody's gonna have the book to say their piece, and then when they get done saying their piece, then we're going to vote. Now the kids are like, we don't really like the idea of voting because we feel like y'all are putting it on us to make a decision that y'all need to make. But I understand, I think it was a good idea to let the kids have input because all three of the kids are old enough to have an input, even the youngest one old enough to have an input, and it's going to affect them. So I didn't have a problem with them letting the kids put their 2 cents in, and they made it an anonymous vote. So again, it wasn't like it was going to be anybody on the hook to say, oh, you didn't vote my way. I didn't have a problem with it so much. So the oldest daughter wanted to go to LA because she was like, look, I'm really into dance. I'm really trying to, that's what I want to move into. So if that's my career, then being in LA is probably going to be a good place for me to be. The young man didn't want to go to LA because he said, as a black male, I'm really concerned about my safety. I'm concerned about gangs, things like that. Now, some of that is legit. Some of that I think is coming from his mother because the whole time Andrea is yelling about, I don't want to be in a drive-by shooting. I don't want to be in the ghetto. I don't want I'm worried about, like, she was really acting a whole fool about, like, she was making LA to be like a whole cesspool. And let's be clear, there are parts of LA that I'm sure are horrible, but there's also Beverly Hills. Like, there's got to be somewhere in the middle. And I don't know what anybody's income is. I really don't. So I'm not going to judge nobody's income. I don't know what she does for a living. I don't know how she makes her money. But it seems to me like y'all should be able to find a decent house in a decent neighborhood where you're not living in the hood, where like, it is what it is, honey. This is not like a 1990s Boys in the Hood movie. Like, stop. And stop putting that in your son's head that that's what they're going to be moving into. Like, if they move to LA, that's what his life is going to be. The little girl was like, I want to go to LA. I like LA. So she was like, and that's where my daddy is. So I want to be where my daddy is. So they had the vote, and LA won 3-2. Being, I'm sure it was just Andrea and the son voted to stay in Utah, and the other 3 voted to go to LA. So they moved to LA, and the most mature thing I heard Andrea say was, I'm willing to do this for a year. If at the end of that year it ain't working for me, then we're going to have to reevaluate. But if at the end of the year things are going well, then I'm fine. But I want a baby. She said, instead of just saying I want another child, she gonna say, I've been ordained to have another child. You just want another child. Stop bringing God into everything. You just want another child. And if he's willing to have another kid with you and y'all can afford another kid, go on forward and have another damn child. At least this time you don't have to conceive in the damn janitor's closet. That's all I'm gonna say. And for their follow-up is that they did move to LA, that's where they are. Okay. Let's see, for them, like, that's a story I wouldn't mind seeing the follow-up to. I don't know if I necessarily care about the Angela Tony situation, because at this point Angela needs to leave Tony alone. And if she hasn't left Tony alone, if they're still together and they're still doing that back and forth, I really am no longer interested in the back and forth between the two of them. You know what I mean? But the Andrea Lamar story, I wouldn't mind seeing continues to see, because I would like to see how she adjusts to LA, what types of challenges they run into with the kids, with them adjusting. Like, I wouldn't really mind seeing, even though she irritates me, honey, but she make good TV because I be laughing at her ass. All right, Lacey, Shane, and John. Now, these are names I always get wrong, and y'all be giving me a hard time in the comments, but I got them right tonight. Lacey, Shane, John. So listen, I'm not going to be spending a whole lot of time on the three of them because somebody said in my comments, and they were valid. They said Lacey is the kind of woman that get men killed. And she is absolutely correct. Whoever wrote that comment, kudos to you. You are absolutely correct. Shouts out to you. Because the games that she's playing are the types of games that get a man killed. Now, while you were trying to put Shane out the house for no reason, you just walked to the door and started telling him to get out and leave. You came out of nowhere with it. Instead of handling it like an adult and saying, look, this isn't working for me. We got married too soon. I can't get over the fact that you cheated on me. I really need you to, move out. I know you don't have anywhere to go, but, I'm going to give you the weekend to find some place to go, make some phone calls, but this isn't working for me. See, that's how you handle it as an adult. And you make him sleep on the damn couch and you move on. But no, Lacey, what you did was you had Chris outside waiting while you went inside to yell at Sean. Then you let Chris come in the house and play Big Daddy, talking about Big Daddy's home. Get your punk ass out of here. You ain't shit. What you was da-da-da-da-da. Like, you let him throw everything in this boy's face that you have been saying about him. And you really put Shane in a position to fight or flight. And Shane was like, what I'm not doing is going back to jail. But if you swing on me, it's on. And Shane was like, I will kill this dude. I can knock him out. But what I'm not getting ready to do, I ain't going back to jail for him. And he kept telling him, swing. Just swing on me. Just swing on me. Because the minute Chris swung on him, I do believe Shane would have whooped his ass. And they had to bring production in. Production had to stand between them, security. I mean, he's making fun of the dude. He's like, you don't even have a suitcase. Look at you putting your stuff in trash bags. Like, yes, he cheated on you. Yes, you were feeling some kind of way. And yeah, y'all probably should have never got married. I mean, let's be clear. But there's a way that you allow somebody to maintain their dignity. You don't have to do what you did, Lacey. You don't have to do the way you did it. You don't have to do it the way you did it. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not even necessarily concerned in seeing how their story turns out, other than, for as much as I think Shane is an immature, whatever, I wouldn't mind seeing how Shane dealt with it after the fact. Like, did he, find love somewhere else or whatever. But Lacey, I'm no longer interested in her plastic, big lip, bad body ass. I'm sorry, I normally don't get physical with these people, but Lacey really pissed me off. Lacey really, really pissed me off because the way she did that was so disrespectful, and it was unnecessary. It was unnecessary. And like you said, I built a relationship with the kids, all of that. Like, you did that, Lacey, and you turned it around on him. And yes, he cheated on you. Okay, yes, but you been pining after this Chris the whole damn time. Like, anyway, child. Okay, so that's them. The follow-up, I don't even remember their follow-up, but I'm pretty certain their follow-up was basically Chris was gone. I mean, Chris was in the house. Yeah, yes, I do. They're planning to get married or whatever, and Shane is out the house. Wherever Shane is, child. Wherever Shane is. Anyway. All right. Tracy and Clint. Tracy agreed to go to rehab. Now, my only thing to say about them is, I don't know what rehab they went to. It took them 6 hours driving to get to the damn rehab. It was an all-day affair. It was a lot of tears. Clint, but Tracy finally admitted that she knew she needed the help. She went into the rehab, and I think their follow-up is that she did actually finish the rehab. I'm not sure what the status of her case is, but she did, I think it was a 45-day treatment. And the one thing that I did love about the situation was that Clint's mom called while they were on their way to the rehab. And Clint's mom said to her, she said, Tracy, we are here for you. I love you. I want to see you win. We are all here to support you. We are all here. We want to see you win. And I thought that was so beautiful. And I thought that was so respectful on her part, because she wasn't, what it said was, I love Tracy the person. I don't love Tracy the addict. And I will support Tracy the person, but I will not support Tracy the addict. And I'm not going to support my son in supporting Tracy the addict. But as long as she's trying to do better and get help, I will be here for her. And I can respect that, because that's the adult way of handling things. Okay? That is the adult way of handling things. Marcelino and I was doing good with the names till I got to Marcelino. I was doing good with names till I got to, is it Brittany? Shit. I think it's Brittany. I was doing real good with the names. Okay, Marcelino, they had a gender reveal. They're having a little boy. They said they had never had a gender reveal before, so for them, it was a something they wanted to do because they both neither one of them had ever had a gender reveal. That's number one. Number two, she got the paperwork back asking the judge to allow her to, I guess, have access to the files about her kids, and the judge denied it. And I think the judge denied it based on her what he saw on paper about her, the fact that she was a drug addict and she was a criminal and she was this and she was that. She said that she's going to have to go before the judge and basically explain herself and explain to a judge that that's not who she is, that that's who she was, but that is not who she is. And with that being said, I wish them well. I do. I I like Marcelino. I mean, we know he can be a little, he ain't perfect, but I do like Marcelino. I like their situation. I do think they love each other. I wish them well. I wouldn't mind seeing a follow up with them. But she said she's going, she's going to finish school and have the baby. The follow up was they hadn't had the baby yet. They were just waiting for the baby to get here. So, but I wouldn't mind seeing I wouldn't mind seeing their story continue. So, okay. Um, Last but not least, and I save these people for last because Megan, Sarah, and Michael, and Marie. Michael went to Texas to see Megan. Literally the day after he had the whole blow up in New York with Sarah and Marie. He sent Marie back to Miami. He went to Texas. Mind you, he didn't tell Marie where he was going. Now, I don't know where the hell Marie thought he was going. I guess Marie thought he was going back to Michigan. I don't know where the hell Marie thought he was going, but he didn't tell Marie where he was going. He said, and it really doesn't matter. It's a mute point at this point because I was going down to Texas to basically end things with Megan. And he did. You know what? That was the best thing that Michael has done since I have been watching this show. And remember, I told y'all I used to look in on the show from time to time. That's the best thing Michael has ever done. He actually went down to Texas in person and told her and was honest with her and saying, "Look, I'm in a relationship. I'm with somebody else. I want to see how this works out. I'm sort of done with us, but I would like to still be friends." Megan, you did the best thing you could have done and said, "I'm done. I'm tired of this roller coaster. Fuck you, and I'm out." I hope you mean it. I hope you stick by it, and it is what it is. At this point, Michael, no, y'all can't be friends. Y'all can't be friends. You've done too much. There's too much baggage. There's too much hurt for y'all to be friends. You can't be friends. You can't. But I respect the fact that you did go down there and have that conversation with her face to face in person. It may not be what she wanted to hear, but it's what she needed to hear. So I ain't gonna say kudos because you're still an asshole. But in that case, you did the right thing. We see him down in Miami. We found out that he now lives with Marie. So he was down in Miami and they were doing the Miami thing. They were on the beach. He was like, "Oh, I can't wait to show the video to my baby girl and let her see this. I can't wait to bring her down here to the beach and blah 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 blah." Now, I believe that in Michael's way, Michael loves Marie in his way. Because I don't think Michael is capable of loving anybody other than himself. But in Michael's way, I believe Michael loves Marie. Now, the Sarah situation. Sarah said that, and Michael was like, the thing that he regret was that he didn't get a chance to say goodbye to his kids. No, you had a chance to say goodbye to your kids. You chose not to say goodbye to your kids. You were supposed to go and take your daughter to ice cream the next day, and you chose to stay at the hotel room and have sex with your girlfriend rather than go take your daughter out like you promised. So, no, you had an opportunity to say goodbye to your kids. You chose not to say goodbye to your kids. Then, Sarah, you wanted Marie to know that y'all had sex. Like, I'm not going to rehash that. But what you also know is Marie's going to see the show. And you mentioned it more than enough times on the show so that Marie would see it. And she even said, "Well, I don't know if Marie knows that Michael had sex with you, but she's going to know." Yeah, she's going to know because you said it enough times that you know that the producers are not going to edit it out that many times. If they, well, they weren't going to edit it out anyway because that makes for good TV. But they damn sure wasn't going to edit it out. You said it at least 3 or 4 different times. So you knew somehow, some way, Marie was going to know what went down with y'all. She said that she's just accepted the fact that she's a single parent. And you are. Michael is going to be a father when he chooses to be a father, and that's it. And the only thing, what you can't do is make him be a father. The only thing you can make him do is pay for it. You cannot make him be a part of those children's lives, but you can make him physically pay for it as far as child support, and you can put him on a visitation plan and hold him to it. If they have a visitation plan that says that he gets once a month and every other vacation, like whatever. If he doesn't show up for his once a month, if that once a month is supposed to be the third weekend of every month and he shows up on the fourth weekend, what you can do is make sure that you hold him to the agreement. Now, don't use your children as a pawn. What you don't do is say, Daddy was supposed to be here last weekend, and because he didn't show up last weekend, he can't see you this weekend. Don't do that. If he shows up on the fourth weekend instead of the third weekend, go on and let him see him. But make sure you document it. Go on and let him see the kids. Don't make the kids pay for his dumb shit. If you don't want Marie to be a part of it, don't name Marie by name. Put in the documentation parameters as to who can, because here's the thing, what you know is that Marie ain't gonna be around long, and it's gonna be another one, it's gonna be another one, it's gonna be another one. So what you do in the custody agreement is that you put something in the custody agreement that says that you have to meet the women first, or there has to be some sort of parameters involved. So that's how I would handle it. This ran long, y'all. Y'all know life after lockup don't usually take no damn 20-minute review, but it's the final one, so we'll see. Now, that's, like I said, we're supposed to have some all-new cast of characters next season. We'll see how that goes. But again, I wouldn't mind seeing some of these storylines and see the follow-up. So hopefully they'll follow us up as we go through. Anyway, let me know what y'all think. Drop it in them comments. Peace.